So now here I'm going to walk you through what I have done, how I have been able to get remote clients aside away from freelance marketplaces like Upwork and Fiverr. So this is a strategy that not only me have used, a lot of people have used it and they've also gotten results. Now, number one, so the number one is what they do, what a lot of people do, what I have done is discover your offer. So this strategy kinds of give you an approach of being a business person. So if you're a freelancer, a remote worker, you are an independent business and you are going to be providing services to another business. So think of it like a B2B relationship, yeah, more not like employer employee kind of relationship. So that's what this strategy is about. So first of all, you're going to discover what you are going to be offering, and then one offer, just one offer. So that's the first step. So how the question is, how do you discover that one offer? See, I've studied a lot of people that have made it in this whole landscape, and even businesses building a business. You have to start provide one offer to a single, customer person, to a single ICP. So this is how it works. I actually created a video that will walk you through how to discover your niche, how to craft your offer and all of that. So I won't be going into detail about this. So I'll put the link to that video in the description. So if you are interested, if you've not discovered your offer, you can go ahead and watch that video in detail to help you discover your offer. So I also made another video about freelance pivot. So if you're just getting started as a freelancer, you need a freelance pivot sheet to actually help you. If you don't know what to offer, you don't have anything, you don't know where to start from, this will guide you on the top skills that you can learn in a couple of weeks, like 2 weeks, and you can start selling one offer that you can start selling right now digitally and make money online. So that's the first thing. So I'll put all of the links, all these resources. This is a Notion template, so all of these resources I'm mentioning now are totally free. I have them for free, so that you just click on the link in the description to get it. So that's the first thing, discover your offer. Then the second thing that you're going to do, if you're looking to get clients away from a freelance marketplace, or you're just tired of this freelance market, so the next thing you're going to do is to find the people that need this offer. This is a very, very, very important aspect of this whole journey. So once you've discovered your offer, for instance, let me say I'm going to be offering email writing as a service to course creators, or email funnel building, or email automations to course creators. Let's assume that's the offer that I'm going to be offering, one single offer. That is my offer. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to find out the people that, so I said course creators. So I'm going to only focus on course creators. So what am I going to? I'm going to now find where these course creators are. Look for where course creators hang out, where to find course creators, and then reach these course creators. So that is the very important thing, where to find the clients, the people that need your services. Now it's very important. Why this is the importance of offering one thing, like finding your offer, one offer, and that will be the thing that you're offering. So it allows you to scale, to do numbers. So now when I'm going looking for my target client, I'm just looking for course creators. It's very easy for me to get a list of 1,000 course creators, like for me to focus. And the more I keep offering that service to course creators, the more I understand the whole course creation landscape, and I'm able to solve their problem better. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So yeah, so this works. So, and the good thing is that I like the freelance pivot sheet I talked about. I actually stated the easy skills that you can learn right now, where you can find the clients for these skills that you're learning, and how to reach out to them. So this is the freelance pivot sheet is important, and like I said, it's for free. So the link to the freelance pivot sheet is in the description, so do well to grab it. So the third thing you are going to do, so once you've discovered your offer, you've discovered your ICP, like the people that you are going to be offering this your service to, the next thing is to reach out to these people. See, if you are going to walk away from freelance marketplaces like Upwork and Fiverr, the next thing to do, there are other ways to get clients, but if you have a short time, like you really need to get this client like ASAP right now, the best method is outreaching. So people always look at outreaching like it's something very difficult to do, but it's not that difficult if you understand the strategies. So you are going to reach out to this client. So because you have a specific target client, you are offering a specific service, it's always easy for you to reach out to this client. Now, the first stage of reaching out to clients is, first of all, people just want to hire me. The first stage of reaching out to this client is actually finding the contacts of this client. It sounds like a no-brainer. It sounds easy, but this is like where the first step of work actually starts from. So you're going to go online and find out. So for instance, I said course creators. So course creators, I'm going to, for instance, I can go on YouTube and start looking at course creators and reaching them out to them, or it depends on my niche and how to go about my search. So that's the first thing you're going to do. So the first thing you're going to do is actually to create a list of your potential clients. Now, there are two ways to go about it. So once you've created the list, you can set up an automation process that allows you to like warm up your email, do all of this stuff, get your email authority up and start, automating the whole process. Or you can go the manual route. Now, for this strategy, I would advise that you go the manual route because you are just starting out using this strategy, and it's more effective when you're like sending one email per day or like 3 emails per week. So once you have a list of your potential clients, people that you think we need your service, the next thing for you to do is to actually reach out. So this is the most important part of this strategy. Like, this is very important. So when it comes to outreaching, there are different methods of outreach and there are different platforms that you are going to use to reach out to those people. So what are the different platforms? Now, you can use email. You can send them an email. You can get on a call them. Actually, you can send voice notes, you can DM them. All of these methods are outreach methods. They're different. You can even do a video. There are different types of outreach methods, so it depends on what you want to achieve or the nature of your niche. You determine the kind of outreach method I use. But regardless of the outreach method, the content, how you reach out to these people, is very important. And I'm going to just walk you through the outline of how you can reach out to these people. Now, the first thing you want to do is to provide value, because the truth is that the target clients you are trying to reach out to actually most likely receive hundreds if not thousands of emails per day. So you have to reach out in a way that you are reaching out with value. So when it comes to outreach, you are going to, if you are using email, for example, the subject line is very important. Very, very important. So before I even go through like how to send emails, how to reach out in detail, I cannot go through all of that detail in this video, but let me just start. So if you're going to be using email, your personal email, your Gmail, for example, you have to understand that you have to make sure that the subject line is going to pick some form of curiosity, and it will make the person want to open the video, sorry, to open your email. And then when you are in the body of the email, you have to make sure you are reaching out with value, that there's something in it for this person, because there's no time for this person to start reading emails. So that is very important, to establish this thing in the email. So that is for email. So but like I said, I'll go through all of that in another video. So is it that if you are going to be using email, there are various methods. If you're going to be calling, so for cold calling, if you are looking to work with clients abroad, remote employers abroad, I might not advise cold calling because of your accents. So you might not have the kind of accent that will make them want to work with you. That is just the truth. So I'll prefer messaging, video, and all of that. So if you are going to be using other platforms aside from email, like doing the email outreach, so let me just tell you something that is important about the subject line. So I said that the subject line is very important because it allows you to, like, if you pick the curiosity of the person, there's a higher chance that the person will click on your email and actually read your message. So if you are in email, you're in email marketing, you know about click-through rates and all of that. But another important thing about why you have to understand and get the subject line right is because of the whole Gmail algorithm and the machine and all of that. So you may not have seen Gmail in that light, but there's actually something like that. So if you send an email that maybe the subject line is just like bland, and the person you sent it to did not click on that, did not open the email, so the machine, the whole Gmail will sense it that, okay, this email is not important, or and that might lead them to move that email to spam if the person did not find it important, or the person can even move it to spam. What is this? And moves it to spam. That means the next email you are going to be sending, the person will not even get it at all. So that is one angle. Another angle, like if you are going to be doing bulk email, so that's why I do not even really advise sending in bulk. You understand? So let's say for instance you are going to be sending 100 emails, sending emails to 100 people, like cold emailing, and your email, the subject line is not that good, it doesn't pique curiosity. So if these 100 people do not open the email, it kind of affects the, will I say, the authority, or the what's what we call it, let me say authority, or the reputation. It kind of affects the reputation of your Gmail account, that this account, nobody opened it, 100 people that they send these messages to did not open it. So that it gives the algorithm a signal that this message is not important, and it will just send it to their spam or socials or promotions or something like that, and they'll not get to see this email. So these are some of the nuances that you have to understand. So when you say that, a lot of people say that, oh, I sent 100 cold emails, I didn't get a response. Maybe the people that you sent it to did not receive the email. So it might just be a genuine oversight. So if they did not see the email, they will not respond to you. Do you understand? So the first thing we're going to fight for is for your email to be seen and be opened. So that is the first good thing before you talk about reading through the email and even clicking on the link. So this is, I just want to make sure that we put that out there so that you understand all of that. So as you have that already, the subject line sorted out, the next thing is for you to actually craft your message, craft your email. So I'm talking about email, I'm going to talk about other platforms too. So when it comes to crafting your message, I'm not going to it's not enough for me to just say, okay, this is the template, follow this template, because every client is different, every business is different. So this is where research comes in. Like, I cannot overemphasize the importance of research. So why do you do a research? So that you can establish a common ground. So if you are reaching out to me, for instance, I love skincare, for instance, I love skincare, and you're reaching out to me, like, oh, what, I saw your skincare this and I thought that it was great, your launch. Because that kind of example, now you already established a common ground. And when I say that, I'm like, okay, this person gets me. Because the truth is that the way you're looking to work with clients that you pay you, the way clients are looking to work with people that will understand their needs. Do you understand? So taking that extra effort to actually do your research and find out the kind of people that you are reaching out to, create a common ground. So you can only find a common ground when you've actually researched this person. So that's why it's very important. When you create a common ground, you're able to introduce yourself on a lighter note, on a more friendly note with this person or with this business. So like, that's after your subject line, that is the next thing. So the next, we're talking about the structure of your email. So the next thing you're going to be doing is actually reaching out with value. Now this is where people miss it. So a lot of people say, oh, Rita, I have sent messages, I didn't get a response. Now I hope you can see the reasons why you probably did not get a response. So another thing is reaching out with value. So it's not enough to say, oh, I'll do this thing for you for free, or that. I say free can be expensive, and I have talked about this a million times already. If you're offering me something for free that doesn't add any value to me, that I don't find important, I'm still not going to find it important, even if it's for free. And if you are reaching out to a business person, every business person respects another business person, because they understand that you are in business to make money. Do you understand the whole logic? So they don't have a problem paying you if there's a kind of profit for them in it. So business is about give and take. It's about investment. You put something down to get something, and every business person understands this. So paying you is not a problem. So it's not enough to say I'm doing this thing for free. It's good to do something for free if you're just starting out, but doing it for free is not because, oh, I'm saving you money, I'm saving you $10, $20. It's actually because it's not about the money. You want to show that I can solve your problem. That is what you're just trying to say. It's not doing this for free so you don't have to pay. Money is not a problem, so just have that when it comes to business. So the problem now, this is the major problem, so I want you to take this section, very important. So before you send someone a message, I cannot even say, like, maybe at this point I should put this on my forehead: research a lot. Why are you going to be researching? You're going to be researching to find out what I call buying signals. So I talk about this in my course that I'm currently creating. Buying signals are like signals. As signals, I'll make you understand that, does this person have a need for the solution that I'm providing? Does this person have a need for my offer? Now, the person might not expressly say, oh, I'm looking to hire a content writer, for instance. So in that case, if there's already a job, now this whole outreach stuff, you can do that even while there is a job. If you see a job application, if you apply this strategy to, you will likely get the job more like faster than every other person. I've done this and it works. So if there's no job adverts, let's assume there's no job adverts and you're just reaching out unsolicitedly. Now you want to get signals. These signals, you want to understand, like, do they need this service? Do I see a gap I can fill? If I'm a writer, for instance, I'm an email writer, email marketer, email automations expert. Have I subscribed to their email? Have I seen that there's a need for automation? Is there something they are missing that will help them convert their readers into actually paying customers? Do I have results on this thing? Can I deliver on this thing? How can I show them that I can do this thing? All of these questions are what you should be answering. So the problem people have is that when they are reaching out, they do not actually do the research and they do not establish these signals that, does this person need this service? Now, it doesn't make sense for you to reach out to someone that doesn't need your service. So the problem is not like your service is not good enough, your message is not good enough. There is just no need for it. So this is one thing I have learned as a remote worker, a freelancer, doing my business. This is one thing that I've learned. Before you put anything out there, you need to validate your idea. You need to validate your offer. You need to understand that this thing I'm creating, do people need it? Will they buy it before you actually? So this is the same thing you do. This person I am reaching out to, do they need my service? Will they need it? Even if they've not said that they need it outrightly, will they need it? If they see it, will they need it? That is one thing. And you cannot answer this question. You cannot establish this if you've not done your research. If you've not done your research, because the most annoying thing, and like any business person can face, like I've seen people talk about this, is when someone reaches out to them. So a lady on LinkedIn, like someone reached out to her and said, oh, I see that you do not have a website and I'm a website designer. And she has a website. She has had a website for over 20 years and has made thousands of dollars from her website. So that is, no matter how that person writes that email, does the outreach, it is going to fail. It's bound to fail. Like, it's dead on arrival because your service is not needed. So these are the things you have to factor in. So I hope you understand. This is the structure to creating that email that actually gets opened, gets response, and actually close the deal. So let me give you one hack about sending emails. Now, you want to end your email with a call to action or with a question. Now, when you end with a question, when people are asked questions, it kind of nudges them to actually respond. Like, oh, how did you do that? Not a difficult technical question, like a question that they can answer just using a one-liner. Do you understand? So that the goal, like I always say, the goal is not for you to get the job immediately. The goal is for them to respond to you. So when they respond to you, that's halfway done. They can now sustain the conversation, then close the deal, then sell them, whatever. That is the goal. So a lot of people miss it because their own is, I'm sending outreach so that I can land the job. And it's not a bad thing. I know that that's the goal eventually, but do not have this at the back of your mind when you are sending a cold email. Because remember that it is unsolicited. When you're doing a cold outreach, this person did not ask you to send a message and you're sending this message also. So you better come correct if you are going to be doing cold outreach. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like all of this stuff, like, they're very important. So it's always important to establish that call to action, lead them. So the goal is not for you to sell immediately, and you don't want to go with that desperation, because if you're going with that desperation, then people can sense it, because nobody wants to be sold to. That's it. Nobody say, oh, I want to, people that will sell to me, I really want to give somebody money. It's when they see value and they'll have no problem paying for that value. So that is what you should have. Yeah, I feel like I've talked too much, but it's important for you to understand all of this. And in like I said earlier, I'm in the middle of creating a course, and this course we establish all of these things in detail. I'll share my framework for creating subject line, how to structure your code, email messages. I'll walk you through the templates, everything, how to do your research, how to create your list. All of these things I've talked with, templates, views, guides, everything. I'm going to add it to it so that this is the best resource. So join the waitlist. So joining the waitlist will open you to give you access to a lot of bonuses, spec, and the great thing is that you almost be getting the course for almost free if you join the waitlist. So this access is only open to people that join the waitlist, and the waitlist is only open for a limited period of time. So I will advise you to click the link in the description to join the waitlist now, so that you don't say Hada, you know. All right, that is it. So if you don't join the waitlist, you pay fully for the course and all of that. So yeah, let's go straight to the other methods. So other methods are, if you're going to be using social media platforms and other platforms aside from the, your email. So when it comes to other platforms, there's one very important thing I want to establish here. I think I've written research on my head before. Yeah. So okay, so the first thing I'm going to establish is your profile. So regardless of the platform, when you're DMing someone, you're sending someone a code DM, the person, before they even read your messages, most of the time, let me talk about what I do. Don't want to click, okay, let me learn more about this person. The click is on LinkedIn. I click on your profile, look at your profile, check your posts, your activities, your experience and all of that. That kind of gives me an idea about who you are, if we align your personality, because sometimes it's not just about skill. You want to be on the same page personality wise with the person that you're going to be working with. So they will all of that, then they will respond to you. Do you understand? So that's, you know, even see your face, see your picture. So that is something that actually happens. And if your profile does not represent you properly, if your profile doesn't represent this offer, the service that you're offering, then you might not get a response from the message that you're sending. Is very, very important. I know, like, it sounds like cliche, different people have said it, but this is the truth. So if you're going to be reaching out on LinkedIn, there's no profile picture, there's no banner, you don't make a post, it just feels like ghost town. Nobody, like, I'm not even talking to a real person, this person is scam, this person is bot or something, and you won't get a response. So it's not like you have to become like a content creator, but at least let's have a picture that shows your real face, you understand? Then a banner that shows what you're about, so let us understand what you are about at a glance. Then you have a couple of posts for us to understand you and what the services that you provide. So this is, you know, for any platform. So whether it's Facebook, Twitter, X, YouTube, any platform that you're going to be using as your reach out medium, yeah, you're going to be doing this. It's very important. Everybody says it is important. So yeah, so we've gotten that out of the way. So I talked about, like, if you don't want to, like, if you've not had success using freelance marketplaces like Upwork and Fiverr, what you can. So this is one aspect. You can go the outreach method, or you can also go the route of building in public. Now, building in public is an exciting thing, just like how I'm sharing my own journey, sharing my experiences, sharing what has worked, what hasn't worked, and all of that here on YouTube. You can do that on any platform that you feel more comfortable in. You can do that on X, you can do that on LinkedIn, you can do that Twitter, Facebook, whatever. The goal is to just, talk about what you do, your offer, your service, and all of those things. And that method is great for bringing inbound leads. People will reach out to you, okay, oh, you do this, can you do that for me? Yeah, it works. But the thing about this method is that it's a marathon, not a sprint. So what do I mean? It means that you can start building in public today and get a client tomorrow. You can start building in public today and not get any clients till like 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, even many more years. So it's like something that you do repeatedly to build your brand, establish your brand. So it's not like you do it today, you get results tomorrow. But it is very important that you do it. And then I talked about if you want to escape the whole hustle grind of Upwork and Fiverr. But I'm not saying that you should totally dish it. So while you are still trying to understand those platforms, you can add this strategy to this strategy so that you can diversify your client traffic source. Yeah, I said client traffic source. So yeah, so that is what this is about. It will help you. You can say, okay, I'm going to do this on Fiverr, place a gig on Fiverr. I'm going to use Connect to send proposals on Upwork. I'm also going to reach out once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week. All of this will like compound and help you get results in sooner than you think. Yeah. And the great thing is that this works. Like most of the high-paying clients I've gotten them through outreach. So that's the truth. Most of the clients that pay me well, I got them through outreach. So that is to tell you that this works. And aside from me, it has worked for a couple of other people. And I'm going to be sharing everything that I know about this stuff. I'm not going to be leaving anything back in my course. So do well to click on the waitlist to join the waitlist. Yeah, we've come to the end of this video. I feel like I've talked so much. So if you enjoyed this video, please give me a like. Give me a like. And if you have any question, drop a comment in the comment section. And if you have watched up until this point and you're yet to subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss out on all of this important stuff, because you will not find this anywhere. You won't find this anywhere. So that is it, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.